Hi guys, I hope you're well. My name's Matt. I'm an Englishman living in Moscow, Russia, and I'm going to show you how Christmas looks like outside here in Russia. The next video will be showing you decorations inside some of the buildings, but right now I'm just going to take you on about a 20-minute walk from Red Square, which you see the entrance to just behind me, and we'll do a loop right round and back to here again. It will be a quick tour. It'll take about 20 minutes at most to walk, and I'll edit that down a bit. We'll go and show you what it's like here in Moscow, Russia, how they celebrate it, and the beautiful decorations, which I think can rival pretty much any country in the world for the way they decorate it and how beautiful it all looks. So there's a bit of kind of wet snow here, but if you look through there, you can see that's St. Basil's Cathedral, so that's Red Square. So that's our starting point, and this will be our end point too. Beautiful buildings here. So we begin here. This is the Four Seasons Hotel. Most recently, I think famously Tucker Carlson stayed here. So let's see. All through the year there's different themes here. Obviously right now it's Christmas. There was an Indian theme through the summer. There was a Halloween pumpkin theme. Already looking very beautiful. Look at that, absolutely beautiful Christmas tree. Robin. That really is beautiful. I don't know if the camera gives it justice how big it is. Nice open fire there, people can order food. Lots of Christmas trees, seating area, and as always here they make the different themes, and at the moment it's all the Christmas places to eat and drink. And one thing that's obvious is nuts there. One thing that would probably stand out to you is there's no snow yet in Moscow. Seems to be coming late this year, but I'm sure it'll eventually join us. And of course, it's interesting for a lot of you as well. You get to see how Russians dress, what they look like, how they behave. You get to see how clean it is everywhere. Always the lack of graffiti, lack of fear of criminals. People can leave things lying around like a phone without fear of it getting stolen. Let's have a look. So we come back here. I don't want to go too far this way. I think this will probably look better from the other side, or it's maybe just going up. But yeah. Also looks like it'd be very nice. So there you go, there's the Four Seasons Hotel. So let's just go back in here and down the other side of it, and then continue on our circle. Very nice, all the kids playing on sledges and in the snow. Kind of an older type, traditional theme. Four Seasons Hotel there, one of the most expensive in all of Moscow, perhaps the most expensive actually now. So you see down there, that's one side wall of the Kremlin. Right, so you saw that bit. Now we'll... This really is magnificent, absolutely beautiful. Continue along here, along the side of the Four Seasons Hotel. And another bit here. So it looks like we've got a train here. Got different shops around here. Again, food shops. We've got a tour here. They look like probably Russians from a different area. So I think one thing you can already see clearly is in Russia they definitely celebrate Christmas. Seems to be some sort of traditional type photo shoot or acting in there, or what it is exactly. Okay, we'll just take a look in what these shops are. Yeah, another photo opportunity. Christmas ornaments, decorations. So beautifully done, all of this. More there. It's all on such a big scale, it's almost difficult to video close up on my phone like this, but I hope it gives you a good idea at least. Okay, so we're racing through that bit to the next bit. So I think you're already getting to see that in a very small space, there's so much. We'll get over there in a second, but there is TSUM luxury outlet mall, and there is the Bolshoy Theater, the greatest theater in all of Russia, the most prestigious place to watch the ballet. Usually take a look at what's going on here. We'll go around this way. So in here, yeah, they've got two things: places to eat and drink, and also a rental. That's the entrance to the metro station, the most central metro station, Bolshoy Revolution. S Novym Godom 2026. Happy New Year 2026, it says. Yeah, so I think here we've got a nice ring. Let's see if I can get up and show you guys a bit of a sneak peek. I probably can, yeah. Okay. There you go. Beautiful. You'd say the babushkas. So, one of the most central ice rings in the whole of Moscow. It's probably even more central, which will be the one in Red Square. The little boy's got a penguin there to help him. All these people are better at ice skating than me, I'm afraid, in England. Apart from Torval and Dean, we don't have a great tradition of excellent ice skaters. So this is the other side of that ice ring. Actually, there's some bits there I didn't even look at this side. More shops and Christmas trees. That's the beautiful Metropole Hotel. Many famous guests over the years, including Michael Jackson. I don't know if Bubbles was there or not. Another beautiful area there. So let's have a look. So as you can see, that's the Four Seasons Hotel, the back of it. So far we've literally, all that we've seen is all just around the Four Seasons Hotel. That's how close proximity it all is. Huge. You see how clean the streets are in Moscow, without the graffiti, without homeless, without the criminals. Of course there's some crime, but not compared to what I've experienced in the West. It's the back of the Four Seasons Hotel and where we just came from. Pretty quiet here. What is it? It's a Tuesday, about 6:30 in the evening. In general, Moscow never feels as busy as, for example, it does in London or New York. Even though the population is huge, the unofficial population is well over 20 million, and the subway, the metro, the tube keeps expanding, so more and more people have easy access to the centre. So we've only been going a few minutes. We literally just done the perimeter of the Four Seasons Hotel, down the side of it and the back of it, and I think you already get an idea of how incredible and how much effort they put into the Christmas decorations here. It's just beautiful. Behind me there, that's the Bolshoy Theater, the big theatre, and that there is TSUM, the most luxury shopping store. So we'll head that way now. So we're right to cross this road here. We'll look at the Bolshoy and TSUM, and then we'll head up that road, and up there in the distance is the Central Kids store. So it's equivalent of like Hamley's, if you know it. Kids' favourite place to go. It's actually in the process of being made, as you see here, the decorations, so we'd have to come back to see these. But there's going to be a lot going on here, I think, as you can see. Interestingly today, some box office tickets went on sale for the Nutcracker, of course, the most popular ballet of all, which takes place here and in the Kremlin Hall too. Those are the most sought after ballet tickets of the year. Actually, the Bolshoi box office here, they start at 5,000 rubles, which is about $60, £50, and then they go up to crazy amounts. But those tickets are very few and far between, and most people already have a connection and have their tickets, and the few that get left over go on the kind of second-hand market and can go for mega money. If you're ever fortunate enough to go to the ballet here, this is the walk you'll make. And then just look at TSUM. It's absolutely beautiful with that huge bow wrapped around it. TSUM is the equivalent of Selfridges in England. It's very high end. It's not so beautiful inside, it's just very luxury. Look at that, bows all the way along. The side entrances to the Bolshoi Theater. So I thought actually, while we're passing, I'll show you what it's like in here, just this first floor. I don't think they actually appreciate people videoing too much. But as always, it's the kind of perfume counters and things like that here. Like I say, gum, which is the equivalent to Harrods, I much prefer. This is so kind of, I guess you would say pretentious, but if you know what you want to buy and you've got the money, then of course everything is here. That's how wealthy people should dress. So, as you see, we've come in one side of TSUM and we'll go outside just at the other end. And of course, more decorations. Even in English, Happy New Year. So, okay. There's probably things you guys are observing that I have even forgotten about now that I've been here so long, but in general, I always appreciate how clean, how beautiful, how safe it is here in Moscow, Russia. I mean, I know a long way there's so many more beautiful lights, Christmas decorations, but we won't make this video too long now. A reminder, the next video will be inside some of the more beautifully decorated places. As far as the eye can see, there's beautifully decorated places everywhere. So just panning around, that's the other side of TSUM. And again, as you can see here, they're just constructing more Christmas decorations, so all the way up here will be Another whole Christmas theme, and this street goes on and on and on. So yeah, the lights aren't on this one yet. See here, Sean O'Neill's pub, an Irish bar. Football on. Yeah, the first Christmas music. Jingle bells. It's about a snowman. Here you have a gingerbread man. I think people that are familiar to all of us in the West. Look at that, like a giant Christmas bauble sewn. It's quite beautiful. There's going to be a shop inside of that. There is a shop, looks like, again. It's about to open. Might be able to get an idea how big that is by the size of the people next to it. One great thing in Moscow is they've pedestrianised only more and more streets so that you can safely walk without the traffic, which of course is always a good thing. Here's one to make you all feel hungry. If you like your eclairs, I think you'll like it there. And now we're coming up to the side of the central kids store, which we got a look at before. Near the beginning of our walk, and a magnificent looking restaurant there. If you can see the painted ceilings. And that is alongside. So the Central Kids Store, the biggest children's store in all of Russia. I think it's about 5 floors. It's absolutely huge. Of course, the main place where all kids are asked to come when they're in Russia, and particularly those that live in Moscow. And what all parents fear the most, because a lot of money can be spent there, but it's such a beautiful building. And a reminder, in the next video I'll be looking inside some of the most beautiful decorated places, and this will be one of them. Who's that? Pinocchio? Certainly got a long nose. I mean, these are huge. It's difficult to give you the scale. Very beautiful. You can see down there, straight ahead, that's Four Seasons Hotel. So you see we've just come up that street, one along, but we're just doing a circle here. We'll see this from the other side of the road in a minute. You get an idea how beautiful it looks. Okay, I hope you're following along, because we're the other side of the road now to the kids store. There you see it in all its glory. And we won't cross the road here, but I'll just show you. This area is called Lubyanka, and that is a very famous building, because that for many, many years was the head KGB, which is now FSB building. So Secret Services, that was their building. So you see in the central roundabout reservation, which you can get to on the subway underground. The guys, as always, from here, there's so many different directions I could head. There's the kids store behind me. There's that roundabout decorations. Now we could head down that way. You see behind me all the lights, but we're going to head straight down this street, which is called Nikolskaya, which takes us to Gum and Red Square and completes our circle. So Nikolskaya is probably the busiest pedestrian street in Moscow, this or Arbatskaya. Beautiful areas off of it, like this. And again, luxury shops here. It's loud music, but Just give you an idea what shops are here. Very high end. Lights look very beautiful. You got an idea. Often people filming for their, I don't know, likey videos or those types of things. TikTok, that's the word I'm looking for. So in actual fact, this street is still waiting for most of its decoration. It will be one of the most decorated streets in Moscow. So right now is nothing compared to what it will be, but I think we've seen enough anyway. And straight ahead there is the Kremlin walls. That's Red Square. So we're almost back to where we started. So we'll complete the circle. Okay, so down the other side of GUM and onto Red Square where they've put up the ice ring. So we started our video the other side of that red building. They put a huge ice ring in Red Square here. What a better place to that looks pretty cool too. Everything on such a big scale. I'm zooming out here. There's the perimeter of GUM. So that there is one part of the Kremlin carousel. And we can now see beautiful St. Basil's Cathedral at the far end of Red Square. And we're pretty much right in the middle of Red Square right now. What we'll do, we'll go to the end, St. Basil's, and then we'll walk back through the centre of what they've set up here. And that will take us exactly back to where we began this walk. I guess without any stops, it would take approximately 25 minutes. And there's the beautiful St. Basil's. It never gets old coming here, no matter how many times. And the lights, the decorations continue as far as you can see in the distance there. In the distance there. It's just never-ending decorations. So there you go, there's the entrance to the Red Square Christmas market. Of course, it's the Kremlin. Kremlin walls all the way along here. How nice does GUM look there? I don't know if it gets any more traditional than this. You've got the Kremlin with the bells ringing. You've got St. Basil's Cathedral. And you've got the Christmas New Year carousel about to go round. Look at that quintessential Moscow, Russia. On your right, it's the Red Star on top of the Kremlin. On your left is St. Basil's Cathedral. In the center is families enjoying themselves in this Christmas New Year period. So it's just full of shops and places to eat. As always, GUM magazine all the way down one side, which in the next video we will look inside at the decorations, and down the other side is the Kremlin walls. Incidentally, all these attraction rides are free. I was going to say for kids, but it looks like it's just a couple of adults on there. As always, it's late in a weekday, but at weekends, of course, the kids will be all over it. So I began my video on the other side of that red building there. I guess we can leave it here, look. So here's the Kremlin walls, St. Basil's and GUM. So I think this is a good spot to finish. I hope you enjoyed that tour of all the lights outside in Moscow, just in the central area, like a 25-minute walk. And watch out for the next video where I show you how the decorations are inside some of the buildings in Moscow. But I hope you enjoy it. It's very beautiful, I think you would agree.